Ollie Ollie Oxenfree Moon Goons, we're hiding, we're seeking, and we're shrieking. We're also looking for a RuPaul Drag Race Dropout. We watched Hide and Go Shriek. We watch it so you don't have to, so you know what time it is.
Horror, so bad it's scary. Splitting up is never okay. Plot, who needs it? Don't turn on the lights. Cars don't ever start, but that's alright. Running upstairs instead of out the door. Good acting, what do we need that for? Horrible horror, so bad it's scary. Enjoy the show, but not really.
Hey there, Moon Goons. How's it going? You are listening to Horrible Horror Podcast, the podcast where we watch the worst in horror movies. Movies so bad we're scary. I'm your host, not Marshall Hampton. It's me, Aaron Southworth. Marshall is still on the shelf post-brain surgery, having things removed from his nose, face. He's not doing well. He can barely talk and walk. So I'm here with Mr. Chris Samples. Thank you very much for filling in today, Chris.
Absolutely, and this is very weird.
I know.
Because, I'm in your seat.
I'm in Marshall's
We're making
seat.
eye contact.
I know.
And this isn't normal.
Whenever we do the podcast, Chris and I are always sitting next to each other, side by side. So always glance over, give a cheers or a high five. Marshall's always sitting across from us at the computer. I'm at the helm today.
Oh, goodness.
So buckle up, guys. It's going to be a little rough. But hey, what are you going to do? So yeah, we're here. It's our first show of October, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah,
I believe so too.
Which is kind of a bummer because October, scary movies, horror.
It's normally like the wheelhouse. You know, we're normally churning these out.
This
you guys are anyway.
This is our Christmas.
Absolutely.
This is our jam.
Right.
But we have been.
Marshall's been bumming.
Well,
just,
he like we've said many times, he's the captain of the ship. He often steers. He's the engine of horrible horror.
Yeah.
When the engine is broken, it takes time to get fixed.
Right.
So we're here.
And we gotta be on our game.
We are a rental car.
Man.
But we're gonna try and perform.
We're gonna make it happen.
We are gonna make it happen. But before we get into the movie, we just want to go ahead and just talk about what's coming up down the pike here in St. Louis. We are going to be at Contamination. Contamination.
That's better.
Yeah. We will be there November 4th and 5th. It will be at the Crown Plaza Hotel near the airport in St. Louis, Missouri. So we're going to be there. It's going to be a high horror sci-fi convention. There's going to be all kinds of different vendors, stars from horror movies, stars from science fiction, and one of the big things they got going on is the cosplay contest on Saturday, all day Saturday.
What are you dressing up as?
So I think I'm going to dress up as Gomez Adams.
Oh, hey.
Well, I don't know. That's what I'm doing for Halloween.
That's a good
who
one.
knows? I might just dust that old bad boy off. But I might give it some thought, and who knows? Maybe I'll be Zach. Who knows? We'll see. But it should be pretty cool. So again, that is Contamination at the Crown Plaza near the airport, November 4th and 5th. It's going to be cool. Check it out. We'll be there. We were there last year. It was a fucking blast. So please come back and see us. Another thing we want to just plug real quick, just get out of the way, please check out our Patreon page. It is patreon.com/horrible-horror. We need, a little bit of money for equipment. Our stuff's getting a little old. We're just going to try and build up more content. That's a way for the listeners. If you guys like us, if you really like us, you can just give us a little bit of money. Hey.
Is Marshall's offer for over-the-clothes stuff still on the table?
I think it is.
Okay.
Yeah, except it might
Keep
be
that in mind, ladies and gentlemen.
It might be kind of clumsy right now, though, because I think he's a little under the weather.
He did put it out there, so he's got to pay up.
He's got to perform.
Pay up or shut up.
False advertising.
Right.
Yeah, put
up or shut up. There it is.
Put out or shut up. So there, we got that out of the way. So let's...
Yeah.
All right, let's get through this, man. It's gonna be clumsy, but hey, we're gonna go ahead and do it. We watched Hide and Go Shriek.
Yes, we did.
So this movie was released in theaters at its short theatrical release, November 1st, 1988. It was directed by Skip Skulnick. Skip Skulnick, for some of you guys out there may know, he did some work on Halloween 2. That's kind of his horror claim to fame. It was written by Michael Kelly.
Was that the shitty? That's the shitty Halloween movie, right?
No. Number 2 is the one that comes out. It's direct. It's literally hours later.
That was 3 then, right?
It's 3.
Okay.
Number 3 was Season of the Witch.
Yeah.
That's the one that Marshall has an absolute
distaste for.
Like, it's epic repulsion. the way he hates it. I don't get it.
Right.
I liked it. I thought it was pretty decent.
I don't think I've ever seen that one. So,
That's all right. Well,
yeah.
it's cool. Check it out.
Okay.
But he is so obsessed with Michael Myers and the
Right.
way the Halloween franchise that he has completely written it off.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like he won't even watch. Like I wanted to do it on this show.
Yeah.
Just to hear his.
I was gonna say
insane
if
rants.
he hates it that much.
He doesn't even want to watch it. Like that's how much he doesn't
He's like,
like
fuck
the movie.
no, I'm not
And I know a
even-
lot of horror people out there are like, what? That's fucking crazy.
Right.
I agree, but hey, that's just the way the big guy rolls.
All right. Well, hey, it's his show, right?
That's who we got. We also got some actors and actresses in there. Bunky Jones, Britna Frey. The one guy who
Bunky
I
Jones.
noticed-
I want to talk about this real quick
Go for
because
it.
I've been doing this thing lately where I've been looking at the cast and coming up with movies I think we should do.
Yes, and I looked at some of hers too. But
And
please
one of
lay it
them
on
is
me.
Grotesque with Linda Blair.
Yes.
Quick rundown. A gang of crazed punks breaks into a family vacation home in the mountains and slaughters the entire family except one daughter who gets away. As the gang pursues the girl through the snow, they slowly realize that some kind of murderous creature is chasing them.
Bow, bow, bow.
I don't know. It sounds pretty good.
Or we could watch Karate Kid Part 3.
Oh, she in that too.
But the guy who played John in this with the mullet.
Oh yeah.
He was Daniel LaRusso's nemesis.
Yeah,
in,
really?
Karate Kid Back to the Future 3. Karate Kid Part 3. I said Back to the Future because I just watched that the other day.
Is that the one where they scaled like the bonsai trees?
Yeah, you're on this. Yeah, they're like
Yeah, okay.
cliff diving
Right.
for bonsai trees.
Right. Okay.
But hey, that's a different movie. It's scary in its own way. But we're gonna go ahead and jump in this film
All right.
as best we can. Okay, first up. So the movie opens on a big wide shot of the city. I believe it's New York City. Mm-hmm. And they're panning through. They kind of zoom into this warehouse. It looks like a crack den. Looks
Yes.
like there's somebody sitting there. But there's a guy there who's starting to put on some makeup.
Well, he gets
Or
himself a good shave.
Yeah, it's a guy in a suit.
Puts his suit on.
Yeah, he's
Uh-huh.
shaving, and then it kind of
Then
closes up.
suddenly
and you
comes
see,
out the blush.
and he's putting on makeup.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but he's not putting on too much makeup.
No.
He's not whoring it up.
No. He's
No.
trying to keep it practical.
Keeping it classy.
Keeping sexy a little bit.
Yeah. So he puts on a hat. Looks like he's dressed in a 9. Gets
Yeah.
into his car, driving along Skid Row.
Yep. Got all the hookers
looking
out
for
there.
a little piece of ass.
And like all the hookers are like, oh, not that guy, fuck that dude. And there's
Yeah,
like
they
two
were-
like male prostitutes, like, oh no, get away from him.
Yeah.
You know, like they don't
Oh,
want nothing
no.
to do with him, right?
Yeah, like there's fear.
Yeah,
amongst this guy
absolutely.
because he's wearing eyeshadow.
Yeah,
Wasn't Boy George hot around this
yeah,
time?
I thought so. It's 88, probably.
Yeah, you don't think it'd be that big a deal.
You wouldn't think.
Oh well, but one lucky lady
Mhm.
decides, you know what? I'm into it.
Whatever.
Let's do it.
I need some cash.
Pans right to a shot in the alley
Mm-hmm.
where he is going to town on her.
Yep.
She
Just
looks
right there in the
very
alley.
disinterested,
Uh-huh. She's not into it.
and I think he sensed that
Right.
because he whipped out a switchblade,
Yeah.
stabbed her right in the guts.
Yes. And then he drives away with her laying in the middle of the alley. And did you
Bleeding
notice
out.
the blood?
Yeah.
It looked almost like motor oil.
But it was still good.
Right,
It was
yeah,
like
yeah.
dark. It's a dark alley.
Agreed.
It looked pretty decent, and she could see she was like kind of breathing, and her breathing
Mm-hmm.
slow. She did subtle little. She's
She
probably the
did.
best actress in the
I
whole
know.
film. She did like subtle little things. She
Yeah, I
was like
liked
breathing
it.
heavy at first, then slowed her breathing, and then she just
Yeah.
bravo.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'll give her a round of applause for that
that's
one.
best
Yeah.
actress in the film because we're gonna move on.
Yeah. Gets a little rough here.
Yeah, so please bear with me. I got notes everywhere. I'm not very great at this because we're going to be introduced to a lot of people.
Uh-huh.
It's a lot of people. There's 4 couples, 8 total people that we're going to be on this journey
Yes.
with. So it's kind of hard to keep up with. But we're introduced to the girls first. The girls kind of, or pardon me, the guys are first working out. They're talking. We introduced to John and David. And then it cuts over to the girls, and the girls are kind of getting ready. They're getting dressed. They're all going to go out and party.
Right.
And we're introduced to the 4 girls. I might as well just cut to the chase and tell you who they are. We got Judy, the virgin. Bonnie, she's with John, the Karate Kid
The
mullet
Karate
guy.
Kid guy, yes.
She is, that's Punky, or Bunky, whatever.
Bunky Jones.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kim. Kim is kind of like the dirty blonde. And then
With
Melissa.
the big tits?
Yes,
Right.
with the big tits.
Okay.
Yes. Kim with the big tits, Melissa plain and simple.
Mm-hmm.
The boys that we have are David.
So Melissa was the one in like the
overalls.
the romper.
Yeah,
like
she looked
okay.
like 6 from Blossom.
Mm-hmm. She had
Femininity.
those sweet like
Dinosaur
earrings,
neon pink, yellow dinosaur.
It's like, wow, are we in
earrings.
3rd grade?
They were really weird.
Okay, yeah.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about the couple there
Right.
because we're also meeting David, John, Randy, and Sean. Sean is with the girl Melissa.
Yes.
Both of them look like they are not in high school.
Right.
More like they're in the 6th grade.
Yeah, 6th, 7th grade. Yeah.
Sean looks like me when I was 12.
Yeah.
That's what I looked like when I was 12, except I had big ass thick glasses.
Right.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Sean's also wearing like an Opus shirt.
Yeah,
which,
something.
it's like a cartoon strip from the 80s and 90s.
The entire wardrobe is so 80s.
Oh man, it's awesome.
Yeah,
and it's so we'll cut to the chase because they do a little back and forth and they're like, hey, we're graduating, we're getting into high school, all right, woo! They all meet up and they're like, hey, we're gonna go party tonight. We're gonna go to John's dad's furniture store and stay the night.
Yeah, it's like this giant warehouse of a furniture store with like 3 floors. Like it's like this epic furniture store. It's ridiculous.
They're on their way to the furniture store.
And they all pile in that sweet, Dodge Caravan.
Yeah, it was like one of the very first minivans.
Yeah.
They get into that, pull up, they come into a stop sign, do a Chinese
fire
fire
drill.
Let's get wacky.
I know, right?
I was like, oh jeez. Okay, so, these guys are wacky and crazy.
Ooh.
All right, so so we get to the furniture store and you see the guys working. John's dad is there. He's working and showing. You kind of get a sense of the layout of the furniture store. Like Chris said, 3 stories. It's fucking gigantic. Right. But we come across the warehouse guy, Freddie. Who Freddie is a new hire. He's kind of creepy. He's got tattoos on his hands.
He's got the darkest eyes.
He's got super dark eyes. He looks like a criminal.
He does.
Guess what? He's an ex-con.
He's an ex-con, absolutely.
Yeah, so apparently John's dad took pity on him. He got out on good behavior for armed robbery. He's not a bad guy. He's a great worker. He needs a place to stay. He actually lives
in the basement
of the store.
Yeah.
So that's
ballsy.
Yeah, that's a ball. Shoplifting.
Right.
Why don't you put the shoplifting criminal in my store?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, he did say it's like kind of doubles as like security too at night. So I mean, I guess
he does double as security. It's a good thing you mentioned that because I would have forgotten that he doubles as security at night, and he says that. And the one thing also that's helping is the shatterproof glass,
of course.
Because the very first thing I noticed about this place and thinking, okay, this takes place break the fucking windows and get out.
Absolutely.
It'll be the easiest. It's
they invested in this shatterproof glass.
It'd be the shortest horror movie ever.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But they explained it away very
yes,
well.
Of course.
They did a pretty good job. They have shatterproof windows. Anyway, the kids show up. John is the son of, the guy who owns the place. John's got the sweet mullet, goes in, and he hides. Everyone else leaves, and he's able to hide.
Well, no, all the kids kind of come in right before they close, and they scatter. They're like, "Oh, let's go check out. I want to go see this piece over here." So they all kind of spread out and hide.
Yeah.
And John and Sean, come in through the back. Like John's like chatting up all the employees, like, "Hey man, I'm just gonna go talk to my dad real quick." Blah 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 blah.
That's right.
Then everybody locks up. Everybody leaves, and all the kids are still inside.
And boom, they got beer. They're ready to party. They even had fried chicken.
Yeah.
Sweet, yeah.
Well, they dropped off a couple boxes out of the van or whatever. Here, give these to my dad. And like they're just hanging out.
Pretty
like, the
smart.
boxes just sitting
Pretty
there.
smart. So the kids are in and they're ready to party.
Right.
We cut back to Fred, who walks over, grabs a handful of green onions from the fridge.
Yes.
Which is kind of strange. He's looking ominous the whole time.
He is.
As like, brr, brr,
like they're definitely
music
trying to
is
sell
playing.
him as like the villain,
this is the
if you
bad
will.
guy.
Yeah.
He's walking down to his place and he starts cooking, beef and onions.
Right. He's got like an electric
he's got
wok.
Like a hot plate. Yeah,
electric wok. And he's like pouring the oil in it, and he's looking all serious.
The whole time he's looking so intense.
I know.
He's so intense the whole time. He's just cooking,
he's
cooking with a Bowie knife.
Yeah, I know. He just throws the steak in there, and then like takes all these green onions, just rips them in half, throws them in there
and
too.
He starts flipping it with a
fucking
Rambo
knife.
knife.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this guy's he's on the up and up.
Absolutely.
Jesus.
He sits down, turns on the TV, opens up this trunk, and there's all these like dominatrix
S&M gear.
gear in there, but like a jug of wine too.
Yeah. So
he's
into some interesting things.
Absolutely. Whatever floats your boat. Right?
Yeah. So the kids are going through the store. They're like, "Woohoo, we're here to party, yeah!" And the whole time, John is kind of being a bitch.
A little bit.
He's like, "Just be careful, guys. Don't break anything. Just be careful. Quit messing with the mannequins." And he mentions like, "Hey, look, we got mannequins. It's something my dad just got."
Yeah.
And when he says he got mannequins, the whole place is just filled with mannequins,
and they're in like weird positions. Like they try to set it up to where like, oh, this girl's laying on the bed, but it looks so awkward. Like this mannequin, like
it's a furniture store.
I know. I know.
It's a furniture store.
Yeah, they're not selling clothes.
Furniture,
yeah,
and it's just covered in mannequins. And
right.
Yeah, he's like, I don't know. My dad seems to like it.
Yeah.
Dad's might be in some weird stuff too.
Maybe. But yeah, like you said, John's being like a total bitch. Like,
Yeah,
man, don't ruin anything. Don't spill nothing. We
And
gotta
the
leave
whole
all
time-
the food and beer right here.
And the whole time the kids are like, dude, there must have been 4 or 5 false scares. Like in the first like 5 minutes of them being in there, it's like someone jumps out from behind, and goes boo,
Right.
ah! Everyone screams, and they did that like 4 or 5 times.
Well, they make a big deal too to say that they can't turn on the lights because they don't want people seeing them.
Right. Yeah, so it is super dark in there, and Chris brings up another good point, is that they were saying, yeah, we can't turn on the lights, it's got to be dark, we don't want to attract attention, but there's still enough like ambient lighting that you can still see it and get around pretty good.
But I thought they did really good with that. I kind of like that aspect of it, like with
it
the
when
shadows and everything.
Yeah, and I also like it when they kind of explain things. 'Cause
Right.
Obviously, that's what we do.
Right.
We find the flaws.
That,
Baby.
yeah.
They're doing it,
We sniff them out.
Yeah, they're keeping us on our toes here.
So far, so good.
So the kids are out there just kind of playing around, playing grab ass. But the one girl, Kim, with the big titties, decides, hey, let's play hide and go seek.
Right.
Huh?
I know.
What?
Again. Are we in 8th grade?
Yeah, like I can get maybe just like a quick little, game, maybe.
Right.
But she goes like, let's play hide and go seek. Like, okay, you're it. And they all go and scatter.
Yeah.
And instead of just like running and playing, she actually sits back and starts counting.
I know, right?
Yeah.
She kids are such jerks.
Yeah.
Oh, man, bitch, this was your idea, and it was a dumb one.
That was exactly. That's what you get, lady.
Yeah.
Sorry. So she counts. They all run off.
Like all the couples, like
they all break off into couples. So John and Bonnie, they go run off together. So they're getting like as soon as they run off, he runs off to a section of the place, and he's got it fucking ready.
Yes,
he's primed.
Did you like that?
The guy is on his game.
I agreed.
Tip my cap to this guy.
Agreed.
He runs off to one area of the store where he lays her down. They start making out. He goes over to the dresser, pulls it out. Glasses and champagne.
Right.
All iced and ready to go.
No, I didn't see no ice. Did you see ice?
Well, it was condensation on it.
Fucking
so I guess...
warm ass champagne. That was warm ass champagne. And he pops the cork, and it's one of them plastic corks. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh man, he went for the good stuff.
Well, hey man, you're in high school. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, still,
right.
Guys gonna do well.
He's got baller status right now.
He's doing pretty damn
agree.
good for a high school.
I agree. Well, they've been talking like the whole time too. Like, oh, you two are gonna get married. We're just talking about it. We're just talking. We're not even out of high school.
Serious couple. Yeah.
Right.
But we see them kind of getting busy. They're getting naked. She takes off her top. We got boobs.
Yeah. Not bad either.
Skinny little. She's pretty skinny.
She's real skinny.
She's super skinny.
But the boobs weren't bad.
Yeah. So they're getting in, but you can see someone kind of sulking around, looking at him, kind of stalking around.
Right.
While
one of the mannequins is kind of like now moving.
Yes. Yeah. While some ominous movie is playing, Kim is running around. She finds him. She jumps on him. Is like, "Hey, I found you guys!"
Right.
They don't get a chance to finish up whatever they started. Randy jumps out, does another jump scare. It's like the third one already, and it's like same thing. It's like a skulking view, and he just jumps out.
He does it on the 2 virgins, right?
I don't remember, but it's like when they all get together again. But it's just so many jump scares I can't even keep track.
Yeah, that's not surprising though.
So they got caught. They all get back together. They're back together again.
Now they're all back. Now they're all back to their little
home
base where they got to keep all their food and beer.
And this scene that we just covered it in like 2 minutes. It's like a 10-minute.
I know
long.
it takes forever.
It takes forever.
Yes,
because they keep cutting to the different couples. Some are making out. Some are talking.
Right.
It just keeps cutting back and forth. It takes a long time.
Yes.
So now we're back. Everyone's back together. Basically, we wasted 10 minutes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because there wasn't really anything. Well, okay. So you said you saw one of the shadowy figures move?
kind of skulk around.
Is that the
So-
point in which like he locks the doors? He puts the chains on the doors?
No, not yet. Not yet.
not
Because
yet.
this is
Sorry.
when
Getting ahead of
well,
myself.
that's a good point because that's pretty much exactly what happens. They break back up again, and since John and Bonnie were the ones that were caught,
Now they're on
they
a
are
team.
now
They're
it.
it.
And so everyone else goes and runs away, and fucking John and Bonnie start counting.
Yeah.
That's when we see these big meaty paws start
Wrapping chains around the
chaining
doors.
the doors closed, putting big huge locks on all the doors.
Right.
So he's locking.
Even though everything's already locked down and they don't have a key.
Well, he's definitely locking the
He's
shit out
making
of it
sure.
now.
Right. Yep.
No one's getting away. So now we have Sean and Melissa, the one who looks like Six from Blossom and my 12-year-old self.
Yeah.
They run off and they start getting it on.
Well, they haven't done it yet.
No, yeah, they're kind of an odd couple. They're
And
not sure if they
earlier
really like
in the movie,
each
when the
other.
girls were hanging out before everybody met up, Kim was talking about this nightie that she was gonna like put on, and she
gives it to Melissa.
gives it to Melissa because Melissa's like, "Oh man, that would drive him crazy," you know.
Yeah.
She's like, "Here, you take it. You need more than I do." Almost. I was like, "Wow, that was a jab."
Yeah, I know. It's like
Okay.
you need all the help you can get. Bitch.
Right.
Yeah, it's pretty underhanded.
Right.
Yeah.
So I mean, that was Melissa and Sean. Is that what you said?
Yeah, so Melissa and Sean they're making out. They're starting to go at it. They're starting to click.
Right.
He's pumped.
Yeah.
She's like, "Hey, I'll be right back. I got a surprise for you."
Right.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm thinking, sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, that's my 12-year-old self right there.
Uh-huh.
He's like, hell yeah. Dude,
Yeah.
this guy is so fresh-faced.
I know.
He doesn't have one, he doesn't have zits yet.
I know.
He doesn't have zits yet
Right.
or any facial hair. Doesn't
Nothing.
look like he's never shaved.
Nothing.
Oh my God, he looks so young.
I know.
It's so funny.
He's like 14.
Yeah, so Melissa leaves to go change into this negligee, this lingerie that Chris was talking about.
Right.
Sean, not
No.
wasting any time,
No.
strips down to his gray
Yeah,
whitey
whitey tighties.
tighties.
Yeah. Well, I guess they're not whitey, but
gray
yeah.
tighties.
Uh-huh.
His gray briefs.
Yeah, he's ready to go.
Yeah,
he's like, all right,
he's
baby.
He's sitting there waiting,
Let's do this.
waiting for her to come back. So while Melissa is changing,
Well, yeah, she goes in and again, she's wearing this dumpy like
Yeah, like
overall type
overalls,
thing.
yeah.
Man, she takes off them clothes.
not bad.
I'm like, you know what? You probably didn't have to put on the nightie. She got this nice silky bra and panty thing going on. I'm like, all you would have to do is just take off your clothes right there.
You've been fine.
Oh man, I was like, sweet.
Well, it's a loss of confidence. It has to do with those fucking earrings, I think.
Yeah, probably.
The, Barney
Yeah,
Gaunt
whatever they are,
1980s
man.
earrings,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was ridiculous.
But while she's she's stripped down to her undies. She's filling up the sink to kind of splash on her face.
Yeah, I was
understand,
wondering why
but
she's turned on the water.
I don't know why
She's
she's
just
turned on the
changing her
water either.
clothes. Yeah.
But she's turned on the water. She's putting on some makeup, and all of a sudden she hears something behind her, and someone turns off the light. She's like, "Sean, is that you?"
Right.
And out comes the killer. Boom! We
Bang.
got our first kill.
Yeah.
Grabs her from behind, grabs her head, starts smashing it into
To the sink. Yeah.
Boom, boom.
Yeah, in the water, like,
And then
yeah.
starts basically plunging her face
Uh-huh.
into the water.
Yeah.
And then you get this really kind of cool shot.
I liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah, from
So
underneath.
it's showing from underneath. The sink is clear, so it's
Right.
from the bottom of the sink shooting up,
Uh-huh.
and everything's clear, and you can
Right.
see her
you
face.
can see her face, yeah. and
smashed
you
in.
see the blood start like flowing from
the
her
last
forehead and
bubbles
everything.
coming out,
yeah.
and she's dead.
Yeah. I liked it a lot. I
Yeah.
thought it was cool.
But the sink's not clear. I don't think. I don't know, but regardless, it
No,
was a
but
cool shot.
you know they had to do it. That yeah, I agree.
It was
but
a very cool shot.
I liked it a lot.
I was like, ooh,
Yeah.
little cinematography.
Here we go.
Let's see what else they got
I
in
know.
store. So
I'm getting excited at this
there's
point.
our first kill. All right, pretty cool shot from underneath.
Mm-hmm.
So John and Bonnie are making out. They cut to them. They cut back to Randy and it's like what happened before. They keep cutting to couple to couple to
Right.
couple, and it's kind of hard to keep up. So
It
please
is.
bear with me. But yeah, they cut to John and Bonnie. They're making out. They cut over to Randy and Kim, who are trying to run and hide
Uh-huh.
as John and Bonnie are
They're
going
coming.
up
They hear the
elevator.
elevator, right? So Kim and Randy like go to run away, but they run like right in front of the elevator and then go hide. It's like, why would you run towards the elevator?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I don't know.
They're,
I know.
they're trying to play.
I'm being
they're
picky,
running
but-
around. So they're still playing grab ass.
Mm-hmm.
Sean sitting there in his undies,
Yeah.
starting to get blue balls.
Yeah. He's like, all right, where you at, bitch?
He's He's done. He's got to go find her.
Where's the surprise?
So he's kind of searching around. He puts on his pants. He's looking around for her, and he sees this gal, or he sees this person with hair very similar to her in,
Right.
in a nightgown or a lingerie going hee 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 hee,
Yeah.
and springing on by.
Right.
Sean's like, fuck to the yeah.
Yeah,
He even
yeah.
says, oh yeah, that's awesome, Melissa. And he goes running, thinking he's gonna get laid.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm gonna go chase it down.
he's running right into it. And unfortunately, he runs right into the person. The lighting's bad. Again, the lighting works because the lighting's hitting the back of the person's head, so he can see his really a silhouette.
Right.
But he looks down, and it's just a man with a bunch of chest hair. And he's like, oh, who are you?
Yeah, right.
Before he can even get much more out, left hand comes out, grabs him by the throat, and this is where I got a problem.
Okay, here we go.
Because he lifts him straight
Oh,
up,
yes.
hand fully extended, lifts
That
him
again.
straight off the ground like he's the fucking Incredible Hulk. Lifts him straight up over his head with one hand, flips him to like a gorilla press style.
Yes.
So he's holding Sean above his head with both arms fully extended. What the fuck?
I know, because this killer is not a big dude.
He's just a normal size, maybe some muscle.
But Sean's
this is no Hulk Hogan. This is no Arnold Schwarzenegger.
And Sean's not. Would you say husky?
I was a husky kid.
I mean,
Yeah,
he's not
I'd say
skinny
it's-
by any means. You know, there's no way. This is not happening.
Picks him up like he's
I know it's one of your
nothing
guys' pet peeves there.
overhead, and he takes him over to like a decorative art piece that's spiky,
Yeah.
and slams him down.
Drops
on
him
it,
down on
which is
it.
kind
Yeah,
of cool.
it was kind of
I
cool.
did kind of like that. Sean impaled through it.
Yeah.
Blood everywhere.
The payoff was good.
Yeah.
Getting there
was
a piece
just-
of shit. I agree.
How much can I suspend my disbelief?
Not that much.
Not that far. So there's our second kill.
There, number 2, right away.
Number 2. All right. So that artwork kind of reminded me like the artwork out of Beetlejuice.
It did.
Yeah,
I thought.
it was
I thought that
Beetlejuice
too.
artwork.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
a good point.
So we cut back to John and Bonnie, who are now banging again. Pardon me, it's post-coitus, I believe.
I believe you're right.
Because
They already
Bonnie
banged it.
is giving him the business because apparently John's a 2-pump chump.
Yeah.
He is a Minuteman.
Must have been that warm champagne.
She's saying, I wish you could just last a little bit longer.
Oh man, yeah, she did give the business, didn't she? That's right.
Oh, she's really giving it to me. Like, I've lasted longer before. She's like, yeah, before, but not now.
Right.
Man,
Damn, bitch.
She is laying into him. I mean, come on. I think we've all been there, guys. You know,
Yeah.
there's times you're just like, oh.
Especially in high school.
Yeah. Oh,
Shit.
kidding me?
Yeah.
Jeez. So, poor guy. Just getting reamed about it,
Yeah. No shit.
which is pretty unfortunate.
You know what he should say? He should be like, start sucking.
Yeah. It's pretty unfortunate because Randy overhears this and jumps out with Kim like, boo!
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, yep. And then they heard everything that John is an underperformer.
Oh, poor John.
Poor John. So the group's all back together again, and they're looking for Melissa and Sean like, hey, we're going to eat dinner. Dinner
Right.
time.
Yeah, they kept making a big deal about that. We're all gonna eat together at midnight or something like that with candles and everything. Like,
Very family oriented.
Right.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
good community.
I guess so. Yeah.
They had dinner time, and they were even talking about bedtime.
Right.
So these are your
me.
party
Sorry.
animal high school grad, just out of high school,
Oh, yeah.
about to go to college. Well, we need to have dinner and get some sleep.
Yes.
What the fuck?
I know, right? Did you ever go to a party like that where it was like bedtime?
No.
No.
You wait until
I'm pretty
morning,
sure. Yeah. You tried to stay
or
up all
until you
night.
passed out
Yeah.
from too much alcohol abuse.
Right. Yes. Thank you.
Those were your only options.
Those were your options.
It wasn't like organized bedtime.
And if you did pass out before anybody else,
You got fucked with.
Yeah,
Most
I'm pretty
of the
sure
time.
cocks
I'd
are on
say
your face or
9
something
times
like
out
that.
of 10, I'd wake up with a dick on my eye.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happened.
Real and drawn on.
I remember one time in Carbondale, side note,
Yeah.
we were at the rugby house. And you remember how the rugby house
yeah.
used to be. I mean, balls out. Them guys were fucking crazy. This dude passed out on the couch in the living room. Had no clue who he was. Me, personally.
Yeah.
They ended up taking house paint and literally painted opened up his shirt. He had a shaved head. Like, they painted half of his body white while he was passed out on the fucking couch.
That's pretty epic.
It was.
That's pretty awesome.
And we just sit there like, oh my God. And then the dude woke up and you thought he was going to get all pissed. He's like, he owned it.
Nice.
He was just like, yeah, what am I gonna do, man? I broke the rules. That's what happens.
Christ.
But them guys used to have some fucking wild parties.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We could probably do a podcast at least on that.
We could easily do
Jesus
that.
Christ. All right. So they're eating dinner, but they're getting kind of pissed off that they can't find Sean and Melissa.
Yes.
So the group goes out looking for him. So, they're going out looking for him. They split up. Judy, the virgin, sees, quote-unquote, Sean run by. So it's same clothes.
Right. It's the same type of deal.
Figure, again, dark lighting, can't really tell. He just sees him run by. And the group kind of gets back together, rallies up, and they go find Sean. They're like, oh, he's over this way.
Right.
They're looking for him. They keep getting misdirected by mannequins. They pull back. There's mannequins in different positions. Mannequins are set up while they're walking. They pull back covers. They think Sean's there. It's more fucking mannequins.
At this point, the killer's definitely fucking with them, placing these mannequins in spots.
The mannequins are starting to move in a different position.
Right.
They're getting pretty. John's really getting hot about it.
Yeah.
Motherfucker,
Quit
moving
moving the shit. Yeah.
Quit moving. These mannequins are expensive.
Yeah, right.
There's so many mannequins. It's like Tourist Trap. The movie we did, Tourist Trap, with the rifleman. I can't remember his fucking name. But anyway, there's more mannequins than there is in that fucking movie. And that movie was nothing but mannequins.
Yeah, nothing but mannequins,
so
right.
that's pretty much what we got here. It's like someone took the concept of Chopping Mall in the furniture store.
I was going to say.
And Tourist Trap. And put them together and made this movie.
I'm glad you said that with the Chopping Mall and the furniture store.
It's like you're locked in the store. And
except that was like a mall furniture store.
That movie was badass. Yeah. This one so far, let's see where we go.
Right.
So we're looking. They still can't find Sean. Judy and Dave are in the stairwell. Go to the third floor. This is where they. And they all split up again. It's kind of hard to keep track of. They all split up again.
Split up into couples, going to look for the missing couple.
Yes, the couples go. Exactly. Thank you. The couples split up and go looking for the missing couple. And again, we have John and Bonnie. John's going to redeem himself.
Yeah, right.
John is going to get in that pussy and rock its world because he's not going to go down as a two-pump chump.
No. Would you?
Yeah, probably. I already got mine off. I'm done.
Yeah, but it'd been a little bit, I mean, again, high school, it's like, man, I'll go again.
Yeah, maybe.
You're like,
Depends on the mood. But she did burn him pretty bad. I guess he had something to prove.
Yeah.
Because he starts to go back at it. But guess who shows up? Quote unquote Sean. Again, lighting being bad. Start going, you're like, oh, look, there's Sean. Sean starts giving him the finger. He's like, fuck you, man.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Quit watching us.
He all moons him and shit.
Sean then turns around, pulls down his pants, and starts wiggling his ass at him. And this draws... John can't take it.
The line has been drawn.
The line has been drawn. Yeah. How dare you moon me?
Right.
He says,
across this, you do not.
You do not cross the line of mooning. Because John says, I'm going to kick his ass.
Hell yeah.
Sean runs away giggling. So when John is looking for Sean... He's kind of hot on his heels. He's not too far away from him.
Right.
Okay. So he happens to stumble upon this person who's in lingerie, it's like a woman putting on a wig.
Right.
He says, "Hey, who are you?" And it turns around and it's a dude. It's our killer.
It's our killer, yes.
And then we have the fight scene. And this is where we get to see John do some pretty sweet right hooks, Karate Kid. He throws a few kicks in there too.
Yeah, he does.
But the killer gets the upper hand, takes him down, gets into the mount position from UFC, starts hitting some pretty good ground and pound.
Right.
John happens to throw him off. John's still disorientated, gets up, wiggling his head, looks around, and our killer gets a running, screaming charge.
Yes.
He starts running from about 30 feet out.
I
don't know. With a mannequin arm like a fucking joust.
Yes.
He's running with it and plunges it into the stomach of John.
It is, yes.
Where we just see John's face up, looking stunned, reaches down, touches some blood, and then as he's falling back, goes, bah!
That's so lame.
It was the ruins.
Was he that disoriented that he didn't see this dude running at him?
Who's screaming, going,
ah! He's not trying to be quiet about it.
Charging from what could be a mile away. Right. The amount of time he could have just run away or turned,
jumped,
moved, or prepared.
Olé!
Right.
No.
So that's kill number 3. Ugh.
Yeah, he kills it with a fucking mannequin arm.
With a
I was
mannequin
like,
arm that's
really?
like in a pointing position.
I know, yeah.
So it's like you get stabbed with an index finger?
I don't know. I thought it was like a whole hand.
Or it could have been. Yeah,
It's like
okay.
he went 4 fingers deep in John's gut. You know?
John, you loose slut.
Yeah, right? Like, really? And it wasn't even like in the heart or anything. It's like you kind of got him in the side. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
sure there's organs there, but would you die immediately?
No.
Okay,
I
thank
mean,
you. You are a resident, like,
Yeah, the resident medical
guy,
guy.
yeah.
But I mean, the gut was good. Your gut shot's gonna be like.
I mean, I guess maybe
Right,
the
this-
liver or...
Even then, it would take a while.
Yeah,
but like,
it's not like
if
an
you wanna get a
immediate
good
death.
Kill in the gut. You got to go right below the sternum, where there's a big artery that runs up that carries all the blood to your heart. But I mean, he got stabbed on the right lower side or left lower side. There's not a lot of vital
nothing
blood
there,
flow
right,
there.
right.
You'd hit some organs and it hurt. And you'd be in a lot of pain, but you wouldn't die.
Yeah.
So whatever, he's dead, which is kind of a bummer.
Yeah. But he was annoying as fuck, and that mullet had to go, so...
Oh, dude, that arm came from downtown. That was pretty ridiculous. So, Bonnie, I guess, hears commotion. She doesn't know what's happening.
Right.
And she hides underneath the bed, to which she sees the killer's feet walking past,
Mhm.
and it's got snake tattoos on his feet.
Yes.
So, remember who was a tattooed killer before, or a
Yes.
tattooed creepy guy?
And he
is
had the
Fred.
same tattoo on his
tattoos.
hand.
Yeah, same tattoos on the feet.
He didn't have them on his feet. His were on his hand.
Well, this person walking past
has the same tattoo on his feet. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So then we cut over to Judy and David, the other couple, the virgin and I guess the skateboard stoner type of guy.
Right.
And Judy is the virgin, and she's like, "Oh, I know." They're making out. He's like, "Yeah." Well, she's like, "I want to." He's okay.
Oh man.
And then Judy says, "Well, why don't you sit back?" And busts out the bum 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 bum. Does a whole striptease. Wait a minute. This is your virgin?
It's funny though, like when they're making out, he says, "I'm planning for a long and sexy future." Like, oh my god, dude.
He's
really laying it on there.
He's got another one. She does her striptease. She takes off her top. We got some boobs, and she goes in for like the kiss, and you're thinking, okay, they're gonna start doing it. And she like stops short and goes, "Did you like it?" She like perks up, but he still glazes it on. He goes, "It's like it was beyond my wildest dreams." It's like, dude, those are your wildest dreams.
Now give me that fucking monkey.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, he can't take it anymore.
Beyond my wildest dreams. He's saying whatever he needs to say.
Yes.
So hey, I can't blame him.
Mm-mm.
So we pan back over to Randy and Kim, who just are sleeping.
Yes.
They're just asleep.
Well, we've definitely found out that like they do it all the time.
Yeah, so
it's
they're like, whatever.
Just
Old hat.
just another night. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, by the way, he did get into this bed naked, you know, which was kind of funny.
Right.
Like, they showed him going to bed earlier, and he stripped down completely nude and just hopped into bed. I'm like, it's kind of baller.
Yeah, right.
It's like ballsy
I'm
move for an
getting it
actor.
anyway.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So, Kim wakes up. She's got to take a piss.
Mm-hmm.
So she goes into the bathroom, and she leaves. But we see a figure standing over Randy. That's who we think our killer is.
Right.
Killer's looking at Randy.
Mm-hmm.
So we have Kim, who's going to the bathroom, but she's walking back from the bathroom. She got done peeing. She's on her way back.
Right.
And she sees, quote unquote, Randy standing there. She's like, "Randy, what are you doing?" And she gets a little closer. She's like, "Ah, it's not Randy."
No.
Guy starts attacking her, and they start kind of rolling around the ground, fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Kim gets away. She runs off. The killer is now wearing Randy's clothes. She runs back to the elevator, and I think this is something we forgot to mention.
Yes.
The elevator is a utility elevator.
Yeah, it's like a service elevator. It's like one of the old school style.
Exactly. It has
No doors.
Door.
Yeah.
So we forgot to mention that it's a utility elevator, so it has no door. You can just run onto it, run off of it.
Right.
She hits the elevator. She starts going up, but before she can get out of range, the killer runs and jumps onto the elevator. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
And she's trapped on the elevator. She doesn't get
She's
off.
like, she'll try to hit the button.
Yeah.
And then, like, as soon as it starts moving, then here comes the dude. It's like,
Here he
all right,
comes.
Go, 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 go.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
She's now trapped on the elevator.
you dumb bitch. Why don't you just take the stairs? You know?
Bad move, lady.
Yeah, right.
Bad move, Kim. Ugh. So, So Randy's he wakes up. He's like, "Where are my clothes?" He hears the screams of Kim. It wakes him up. He takes out clothes off a mannequin.
Yeah.
Puts on some pants, so he's running around just with a pair of pants.
Yeah, some sweet like checkered almost like golf pants.
Yeah. So, they hear the scream. Randy's yelling. Kim was screaming. They all start to meet up. So now it's Randy, Bonnie, Judy, and David. They all meet up.
Yes.
And this is where they're all starting to freak out because they can't find the other four.
They can't find everybody else.
They can't find anybody. So half the group is gone.
Right.
So they're all freaking out. And this is where Bonnie or Bunky starts overacting to the
God.
This is where it starts.
I was just hoping for this bitch to die.
Everything she starts saying isn't really saying.
God.
She's screaming. She's just
or she's like,
hysterically.
crying, I can't take it.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, shut this bitch up.
It's a pretty good job.
Did you like that?
I did.
Did you like that?
I did. So they're going crazy, like, okay, we're going to search for him. We need to find him. We don't know where anyone's at. Okay. They get on the elevator, and then it pans the top of the elevator where we see Kim completely naked.
Butt-ass naked.
Stripped down and mouth covered with tape, tied up to the...
Yeah, her feet are tied up, her hands are above her head, so she's just all out there, like, just butt naked.
Strapped to the top of the elevator.
I was like, sweet.
It's kind of sexy.
Finally.
Kind of hot. Finally.
I wanted to see those boobies. Finally got to see the boobies. Sorry.
I thought you were... Finally, I get to see someone strapped to the top of an elevator.
No, I'm not.
I've been waiting for that for so long.
I'm not creepy. Come on, I'm not that creepy.
All right.
I do like boobs.
Yeah. They're running around all over the place looking for people, and every time they run, mannequins are in different positions.
Yes.
And this
it's like chess pieces almost.
This goes on for like 5-10 minutes.
Oh yeah, it's forever.
Every time they go into a new room, mannequins are laid in weird positions, odd positioning, in the way. Randy's getting pissed.
Yeah.
He starts punching them, kicking them.
And the best weapons that they find, did you notice this? Is like mannequin arms.
Mannequin arms.
Yeah.
They're all armed with arms.
Yeah. You can't.
It's an arms race.
That's kind of funny now that you think about it. But yeah, you can't find anything else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's getting pretty bad.
And it's like forever of them just like running around the fucking warehouse, Bonnie crying about whatever,
and Randy yelling and punching.
Yes. And that's it.
And that happens for like 15
the only sane
minutes.
one is the virgin, who finally like kind of comes into her own.
Yeah,
and,
she kind of becomes like the leader of the group, going,
Right.
guys, calm down. Let's all go do this.
Yeah.
Judy kind of takes the group together.
Right.
So they're just basically running around trying to find him. Can't find him forever. Then it goes over to we cut to the killer, who's standing there with his back turned to the camera, singing a little ditty like "Fun and games, game is fun.
Right.
Now it's time to clean everyone," something like that.
Yeah.
It's kind of bizarre, but it's the first time we get to hear him talk.
Right.
So he's ready, and he's putting on more makeup on his face. So it's like
the first time. Yeah.
He's ready to go on the show floor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
ready to go on the show floor.
He's ready to go. So the gang they're just like done. They're fed up. They're like, okay, we're getting out of here. They start running towards the front door. So like, let's just get the fuck out. They run to the front doors. Alas, they're locked in. They try breaking down the windows. They're trying,
but the shatterproof glass prevents that.
Not only is it shatterproof, but it's apparently fucking
soundproof too. I know,
because they see a wino on the other side of the street. They're banging and banging. They can't hear anything. The wino's
like trying to wave at him.
Can't really see. He looks up. He sees them, and he just kind of waves like, hey,
yeah,
because he's just some drunk bum. Police officer pulls around. Hey, they're saved. Nope. The cops are giving the wino some shit. Not looking on the other side of the street
at all.
Not even paying attention, and they just say, "I don't want to mess with this bum.
Yeah,
he looks like he stinks.
Yeah.
You know how bad that asshole
we
smells.
don't want to put him in the car. It smells like shit.
Yeah,
or something
so
like
they
that.
they're just like, get out of here, buddy.
Right.
And they drive off.
Right.
Not seeing the
Anything.
4 underwear-clad teenagers jumping up and down.
I know.
Begging
Why
to be
would
saved.
Why would they?
Why?
That'd be too easy.
Which is kind of funny. I don't know.
Yeah.
So they drive off. They decide they need to make a last stand. We're gonna fight. We're gonna win. We gotta fight back.
Right.
So they go back to the office to make a last stand. Once they run off, they go run off screen, and we see the killer walking past. So obviously the killer knows exactly what's going to be happening.
Right.
All right. So right when they go back to the office, they're like, duh, let's turn on the lights.
Yeah.
As soon as she's reaching for the
Yeah,
lights.
I know.
Now
Right?
they have the realization.
Yeah.
Let's turn on the lights.
Yeah.
Let's get some
It's a
lights
great
on this
idea.
place. Right when she reaches for the lights, I'm not exaggerating, when she's about to
Immediately,
touch
yes.
the switch, we pan over and we see bolt
Bolt
cutters
cutters.
cutting the power supply, putting on red emergency lights all over the
Everywhere,
joint.
yeah. I don't know. I've never actually done that. But I'm pretty confident that if you did something like that, there'd be a little bit of a jolt coming through them bolt cutters, what do you think?
Well, it depends.
I guess
if
it got rubber handles.
If they got
so
rubber
maybe
handles,
not.
you'll probably be okay.
Probably at least a spark or something. There was like nothing.
Yeah, he just cut it like it was cut in twine.
Right.
You know. Yeah.
It's like I said, all the lights are going. There's these red emergency lights on everywhere.
And everyone starts freaking out.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
they can't keep their shit together.
Mhm.
And when I say they're freaking out, I mean they're like,
Right.
I mean they're really
They're selling it.
going
Yeah.
off the charts bonkers.
Yes.
Like really crazy.
Uh-huh.
Go running off pretty much like chickens with their head cut off, but
Absolutely.
they're still sticking together.
Yeah.
Bonnie's reaches for a door to open because she doesn't know what else to do. Why not? Let's open a fucking door.
Yeah.
Opens the door, and out fall the two dead bodies of Melissa and Sean.
Yes.
So we have our like classic
Reveal.
scare.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
reveal. The reveal.
Uh-huh.
They fall on top of her, and everyone again together,
Yeah.
freaking out even
Right.
more. Just like touching their
Well, like-
faces, slapping them, pulling on
So
them.
Bonnie falls down. Someone like trips over her,
I mean,
and then like
it's-
face to face with one of the dead bodies.
it's
It's
a
like, "Mom!"
fucking
it's-
shit show.
Oh, it is.
It's
It
such
is
a mess.
con chaos.
It's just madness.
Ridiculous.
They can't do anything right.
No.
So they're freaking out. They run away, find more mannequins, and this is where they're. I guess they're trying to arm themselves again. They're taking arms off the mannequins again, trying to like get some weapons, and in doing so, knock over. I guess some. It's like I don't know. It's like a pillar, and behind the pillar, John's
John,
body
yes.
falls out.
Yeah.
And then they don't freak out as much.
No.
Actually,
Well, who's the bro? His buddy that was
Dave.
David.
David.
Yeah. He was all kind of like crying on
Yeah.
him. He's like, my best friend.
And Bonnie,
You know?
who was just screaming madness,
Right.
is now just looking kind of.
Yeah, she's gone like it's like something
She's completely-
snapped.
almost somewhat comatose.
Yeah, something's like snapped at this point. She's like she just
and
can't
they're
handle
all
anymore.
just like freaked out. Well, but they don't have much time to like dwell on that because out comes Fred.
Right.
Remember Fred?
Yes.
Fred comes running
He
out.
finally
and goes,
comes out of the
comes out and
basement.
goes, "Hey, you kids!"
Uh-huh.
And then everyone looks at him and just runs towards him with the man. Or
Right.
I don't remember. Yeah, they run after him and just start beating the shit
Beating
out
the
of
shit
him.
out of him. Yeah, they're
Yes.
convinced this is the guy.
Beating the shit out
With
of him
these
with
mannequin arms?
mannequin arms.
They
And
kicking him when he's
Fred does a
down
little,
and shit.
he puts him a fight for a minute.
For a second.
For a second, he knocks a few of them down, but he just gets overwhelmed.
Oh, yeah.
And they are just beating the piss
fuck
out of
out
him.
of him, I know,
Just
yeah.
beating the piss out of him.
Yeah.
They hog tie him. They're like,
Yeah.
they have to like pull Randy out. They're like, okay, let's not kill him.
Right.
Let's not kill him because I thought for sure they were gonna kill him.
Oh, me too.
I was like, oh, he's dead.
Yeah.
he's dead because they keep showing. I like the way they shot this.
Uh-huh.
They shoot him getting like on the floor with like fists and feet and
Right.
mannequin arms and everything beating the shit out of it. But it would just keep cutting to each individual person.
Yeah.
Like even the girls were like, ah,
Yeah, they
ah!
weren't fucking around.
They were really going to
Right.
town. They were out to fucking destroy him. And that's the one thing I really like too. It's because I even talked about it in so many of these shows before. Is whenever you got a killer down, they always seem to run away.
Right.
And not this time.
No,
they
no.
fucking went
Yeah.
to town.
They did.
And they got him.
Yeah.
They subdued him.
Right.
They even hogtied his ass.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. So I mean, they did right. So they beat him up, and they got him. So they're like, okay, well let's get back on the elevator. Let's try and find some communication. We did it. They're on the elevator. They're like, oh, it was like relief. Kind of, they're going back up to try and find some way to communicate or something.
Yeah.
They're going up, and then they hear clump, clump.
Uh-huh.
Ah! Then it cuts to
The top of the elevator.
On the top of the elevator,
Yeah.
and we have the killer beating
the
up
shit out of Kim, yeah.
who's still naked
Uh-huh.
on the top, and he's beating her up on top, and everyone's starting to realize, holy shit, Kim's
Somebody's on top of the
and
elevator.
it's
Yeah.
Kim.
Mm-hmm.
Kim reaches over the side.
Yeah, she like gets loose. She
She gets-
somehow
She wiggles her feet
Yeah.
out. She pushes the killer off. She pulls off the side, trying to hop off the elevator.
Yeah.
Her head comes over the side. Everyone sees her head. They're like, Kim. And she's trying to get up, and she can't. The killer must be holding her down.
Yeah.
The elevator's going up, and then bam!
Oh, yeah.
Decapitated.
Did you see it coming?
Oh, yes.
I totally saw it coming.
Yeah.
As soon as she put her head over, I was like, oh, here we go.
Screams, blood squirting.
Yeah, decapitated. The head falls in the elevator. They're sitting there just all dumbfounded.
They're all just like stunned. Quiet and stunned.
So then it comes up and it stops at the floor. And not Randy, but
David.
Like, as they're getting off, he like slips on the blood or something, trips over her head. I was like, oh!
Knocks it off of the elevator onto the floor that they're on, which I thought was pretty awesome. I really liked it.
I loved it.
So the group is now just dumbfounded, freaking out, and this is where I get there's a little bit of a problem here because the killer was on the top of the elevator,
right,
fighting it out with Kim, just held her down, she got decapitated.
Yeah.
The group kind of staggers along, and they come to this it's another room display. A lot of these places are room displays, like bedroom displays, living room displays. They go to another bedroom display. And they're crashing the couch. Bonnie's crying, getting weird.
Oh, God.
Everyone else is like trying to pull their shit together.
Cry talking.
Everyone's just like
gone.
Everyone's just freaking out. And then out of nowhere, the killer pops up from behind the bed.
Yeah.
But he was just
on
the
top of the elevator, right?
So that doesn't make any sense. But it doesn't matter because when he popped out, I was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, right? Here we go.
Because he's decked out in full-on S&M gear.
Which was from the trunk in the basement.
Yes, it's like leather straps, like metal studs. He looks like a member of Demolition from the WWF tag team in the 80s.
Right.
But with makeup on, kind of going bald, and he's holding a straight razor, and he's whipping his tongue out going, nah, 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 nah.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa!
Shit just got real weird.
Really did. Everyone's just, you can tell these kids are exhausted. It's like, oh my God!
Yeah, we just found like 4 of our friends, our best friends, like dead.
Found all their bodies and
now
just found
this.
One,
hello. Fuck you.
He jumps out. They're hitting him with arms. It's not doing too much. He has the razor. He slashes Randy across the chest.
Across the chest, right.
Everyone else is trying to fight him off. Everyone kind of scurries over to one side. Randy's, hurt. He's down.
Right.
David's kind of holding him at bay with an arm. The two girls are kind of just freaking out, holding each other. And then we hear, hey! Fred!
Yeah!
Fred's back. Somehow Fred has managed to untie himself from a pretty proper hog tie.
Right.
Because when we showed it, it looked pretty damn good.
And going back to now that the reveal of who the killer is, and now, like when you were saying, oh man, they did it right. They went after him. They didn't stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they got the wrong guy.
Yeah, they got the wrong guy. But obviously they didn't do too good a job because either Randy's a bad motherfucker or they're just weak as shit. Maybe a combination of the two.
Yeah.
I'm actually starting to think that pardon me, Fred's a bad motherfucker.
Right.
I think Fred's a bad motherfucker.
I'm with that. I'm with that theory.
Fred's a bad motherfucker.
Anybody that cooks with a Rambo knife.
A Rambo knife usually classifies
steak and onions and
that's it.
Jug of wine.
Pretty much a bad motherfucker.
Yeah, right.
Lives in the basement of a furniture store. It's a bad motherfucker.
I agree.
So here we have Fred yell, hey! And they start going at it. They start fighting. And it's pretty fun. They're doing flips and tackles and kicks and punches. And then we get the breakdown. We get the monologue.
Right.
And I had trouble writing all this down. But I kind of want to, Ian, help me with this if you will, please.
I will
try. It's Fred saying, "What are you doing here, Zach? What are you doing?" And Zach is the killer.
Zach's the killer, right?
With the S&M gear,
the makeup,
the RuPaul makeup on, the cross-dressing type of thing, and he's just like, "I couldn't leave without you. I couldn't be without you. Remember how it was in prison? We're not in prison anymore, Zach.
Right.
But I couldn't leave you. I had to come back and see you, and I saw these kids between us.
Yeah.
And he's like, but you're a killer now, and you're going back to prison.
Right.
So apparently, Zach and Fred were, butt buddies.
Yeah.
I don't know what you
That's kind of what I got out of it.
Yeah. What I got was they were a couple.
They
in
were there
prison.
to help protect each other.
Yeah,
and they made a reference to that too in this whole dialogue.
Yeah, it's
that they had each other's back.
Yeah,
but I think they also had each other's back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hey man,
I like that.
Gay for the stay.
Yeah,
which is pretty much what Randy, no, Zach and
Fred.
Fred. Okay, I'm sorry. Fred's pretty much saying that, like, hey, man, we're not in prison anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
I'm out.
I'm out, dude.
I got a sweet basement.
Whatever we did in there, we did what we had to do.
Yeah, it's pretty
I
much
ain't
what
there
saying.
no more. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, he's pretty much alluding to that. Zach's like, well, you know what? If I can't have you, no one can. He can't
pretty
take
much.
us anymore. And they keep fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Fred busts out his Bowie knife.
Right.
Zach has got a straight razor, and they're kind of having a knife fight, but it turns into a
sweet knife fight.
Sweet sword
That
fight.
reminds me of we were Kill Bill.
Oh, yeah.
When Uma Thurman and
Daryl Hannah?
No. The chick that shoots her for the cereal box.
Oh,
Vivica Fox. Yeah.
We're
going to go down to the beach. We're going to have ourselves a knife fight. Seriously?
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. I love that movie.
I know, me too.
Anyway, during the tussle, we see Fred kind of fall down and Zach runs
he gets
away.
kind of tossed.
Yeah, gets kind of tossed, and Fred turns around.
He stands up,
and he turns to the camera, and the Bowie knife is sticking out the
Sticking
side
out
of his neck. It's like halfway into his
Yeah.
neck.
Like, damn, that's pretty deep.
Fred stumbles takes a few steps, and falls down, seemingly dead.
Yeah. I'm pretty confident that you would be dead after
And
that.
it's kind of funny because during the fight, the kids are all like watching.
Yeah.
They're not
They ain't
helping.
trying to help.
They're just kind of like on the outskirts.
Well,
and
in
I
their
don't blame them.
defense, they don't know who Fred is.
And they don't know for sure. Yeah, they don't.
Yeah.
They're not exactly sure what's going on.
But if you know who the killer is for sure, and you hear this conversation, I might step in there, at least like kneel down and let Fred push Zach over me. You know what I'm saying? That old deal where you kind of like,
trick.
yeah,
It's like you kneel down behind him and push.
Here, push him.
Why do they feel? I was always a victim of that.
And then they can start stomping him. You know?
I was always the kid who was always like,
right?
Huh?
Oh, yeah, that was me too. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh well.
Memories.
Anyway, they get done fighting. Like we said, Fred was stabbed in the neck, and here's Zach. He's got his back. He's confronting the kids again,
right?
And but the kids are, I got to give them credit. They got the mannequin arms.
At
They're
this
poking
point,
back at him.
They ain't taking no shit from that.
This is when actually he dropped the knife. Judy picks it up and takes a couple swipes at Zach.
Right.
Zach takes a step back, kind of being fleet on his feet to get away. He's like, ha! When he lands, he slips on the head of Kim, the severed head, loses his balance, and falls down the elevator shaft.
Right.
And plunges to his death. I did not expect that.
No.
I did not expect that.
But I love that the head came back into play.
Kim gets her revenge.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kim gets her revenge.
Absolutely.
A la severed head.
Not only does that head get tripped on once, but twice. That's awesome.
I neglected to mention, while Zach was standing off the kids, the lights come on and you hear sirens in the background.
Right.
So
because
we forgot
the newspaper guy, when they were sneaking around on the first floor after the lights had gotten cut, there's a newspaper stand across the street. And the guy calls the police
to report a break-in.
Yes.
I forgot to say that.
Sorry, guys.
Well, thank you, Chris.
Yeah.
So the police come up. Zach has plummeted to his death. Police come up. EMTs.
Right.
Everyone, they're there
John's
to save
dad,
the day.
the owner of the place.
The owner of the place shows up. Sir, do you know these people? Yeah, I know them. My son's friends.
Right.
Okay. The EMTs, it cuts to the EMTs there patching up Fred. Fred's still alive.
Yes.
Fred's hanging on. Somehow.
Pretty sure he'd be dead. And, okay, so Fred explains to John's dad or whatever that, we were pretty much, we were an item in prison and I got out and he couldn't let it go.
I'm sorry. I tried to go straight.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
But my problem here is that EMT ain't really doing a whole lot to save this dude's life.
No, he's not like, shut up.
Yeah.
Let me take care of you.
Is this really a conversation we should be having right here? No. We need to get your ass to the hospital so that you don't die.
He's got a fucking napkin on
his
neck.
It's a napkin. It's not even bandage or nothing. It's just like...
He's not putting any fluids in him.
He's nothing.
He's not trying to keep him warm.
Nah.
He's doing Nothing.
He's like going through rummaging through his toolbox
It's like
or
a
some
tackle
shit.
box.
Yeah.
You know? He's just like,
I'm like,
I don't have shit in here.
are you fucking
I brought
serious?
the wrong box.
Yeah. Why are you not getting this dude out of here
Nothing.
and asking questions later?
Just
And the whole
bleeding
point
out.
of your job is to save this dude's life? No? Okay.
Yeah, so Fred dies from negligence.
Oh, God.
He's not dead from the wound.
Yeah.
He's dead from negligence.
Absolutely.
The EMT is the real killer
Yes.
here. So
We do love first responders, though.
Yeah. Here's
job I
the
couldn't
first
do.
responders, but not this motherfucker.
No, that dude sucks.
So we cut to the, looks like it's winding up. We show the EMTs taking down the dead. They find Zach's body. They show his foot fall out, so you know it's Zach because
Right.
it has the tattooed foot. And the EMT
Yeah,
says,
so
"Go back up and help the others. I'll take this guy to the car." As soon as the lady leaves, that's his helping. He just goes, "Fucking smoke break."
lights up a smoke.
Lights up his smoke. You lazy motherfucker.
no shit.
Letting Fred die and taking a break. Just fuck you.
Right. You asshole.
He's taking a smoke break. We pan over and we show Randy coming out with a bandage across his chest. He's being helped by two EMTs, and he's being held in the worst possible position. He hasn't slashed across his chest like from nipple to nipple.
They got him up under the arm.
And they got him on each arm, basically like, let's open that wound up as much as we possibly
Why
can.
is this dude not on a gurney?
These are the worst EMTs ever.
What's that old? What do we normally say though? It was the 80s.
Oh yeah, it was the 80s. Jesus fucking Christ!
I
Thank
know,
God I'm not,
dude. Jesus.
Holy shit! So they get ready to they load everyone up. Everyone gets loaded up, and then it pans back to where the EMT was having a smoke, and the feet have now been replaced by shoes and blood.
Right.
It's the EMT. Zach is gone. Where is he gone? Well, once the ambulances start leaving, one of the people driving the ambulance is Zach. It stops. He looks in the camera all creepy with his makeup all run
out of his shit.
mascara cut.
Blows it a kiss.
Blows a kiss. Yes, blows a kiss. Fade to black. Roll credits.
Yeah.
That's Hide and Go Shriek, everyone.
Hide and Go Shriek.
Hide and Go Shriek is
Good
now in the books.
God.
Thank you for coming with us on that journey.
That was quite a ride.
I know. All right, so now we're going to move on to favorite kill.
There can be only one. Favorite kill?
Okay, Chris. So, what do you got on for...
Well, there was really only two good kills in my opinion. The first one being the sink. What was her name again? Sorry, I really had a tough time with the names.
No, it's okay. Melissa.
Melissa. I really liked the view, the clear sink, and watching that happen. But ultimately, I think I got to go with Kim. I mean, the decapitation.
Yeah.
It was, you saw it coming, but it still happened. And then not only do they trip over her head once, but twice. And then she has a play which you think she kills Zach, or not she.
Kim's revenge.
Yeah, right.
Kim's revenge.
So, and I just thought that was hilarious. Just kind of the way it panned out.
All right. I gotta agree. I gotta go with you too. It's Kim.
Right.
Kim's decapitation. She's on the top fighting off the guy. She's naked. That's kind of cool.
Right. Yeah.
She gets put over, decapitated.
Yeah.
But still, like we said, same reasons.
Uh-huh.
Kim's revenge.
Right.
That's got to be the one. So those are definitely favorite kills. So now we're going to go into the odds and ends.
Right.
Not only did they watch these films, they researched them too. Ugh, what is wrong with these guys?
All right, odds and ends. I don't really have too much. Let's see. Okay, the writer of the movie, Michael Kelly, makes a brief cameo in the film.
Oh, yeah?
He is the wino.
Oh, no
He's
shit.
the wino outside who
Okay.
kind of sees the kids towards the end of the movie.
Okay.
So he makes a fun little cameo. Hide and Go Shriek was filmed in an abandoned warehouse in downtown L.A. It was actually L.A. I thought it was New York, but it was L.A.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
Yeah, so
okay.
the summer of '87. So it was abandoned warehouse. The filming took about 3 weeks, and post-production took about the same. So all in all, to make this film, it took a total of 6 weeks.
Wow.
So that's really all I have for trivia. I don't know if you saw anything else.
I don't have much.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it for trivia. There's not a whole lot. So we're done with that with the old odds in the end. So I guess we can roll on into 5-star reviews.
These special movies have a place in these special people's hearts. 5-star reviews.
All right. So again, like I said, not a lot of ratings on here. There's only 5 total, or pardon me, 11 total like reports I saw.
Right.
You know, I mean, that was it. So I just wrote down the 2 5-star reviews because there were other ones that just said great 80s movie,
Right.
or loved it.
Yeah.
And you know what? Fuck you. I'm not gonna read your stuff.
Yeah. Why are you even putting a review on there?
Marshall does that, but I'm not gonna. This is my show, motherfucker.
Right. What's up?
So I'm gonna write down this one. This one's from Jasperon. So, I thought this movie was really awesome and shocking in the end. All through the movie, I didn't know who the slasher was, and then what a surprise. Those unexpected teens had no idea what evil lurked in the shadows of the furniture store in the middle of the night. All the shadows of the furniture store, all of the actors were very talented, especially Scott Kube. The movie was really scary, one of the best horror movies I've ever seen. 5 stars.
Wow.
All right. Next one.
Get out more.
By Jesse P. Skulnick. Now, if you remember, the name of the guy who made this film was Skip Skulnick. So here we go. This is how the review goes. Skip Skulnick is one of the greatest directors of all time. Give him a big movie budget, and he's going to break all the records. So, yeah, I think there might be just a little favoritism in that one.
A little bit.
But I kind of like it.
Yeah.
I kind of like the whoring out there. So,
especially considering all I found on that dude was he did mostly TV.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't see it. Oh, wait, there was the Dale Earnhardt story. He directed that. I like that one.
Give him a big budget, it'll blow your minds.
Yeah, right?
All right. Oh, God. So, we do have the budget. Did you get a chance to look at it? Because I'm going to hit you with the budget game.
Oh, damn it.
They spent how much? The budget game.
Wow.
What do you think is the budget?
All right.
For
So
Hide
6
and Go
weeks.
Shriek?
6 weeks of filming. No real names. Abandoned warehouse. So, I mean, this is one location, really, except if you count the beginning, which could have been their own home. Okay. I'm going to say 1988. Let's go with... Shit. 200,000.
200,000. Chris, you came in below.
Oh, wow.
But not too bad.
Yeah.
They said that it was probably made for just under $300,000.
Oh.
So you're right there in the wheelhouse.
Yeah, not far.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, yeah.
I'd consider that a pretty good guess.
I'll take it.
You know, that's
take it.
pretty darn good. So yeah, they said that it came in just below $300,000. So there we go. That's the movie.
Probably had to spend most of that on mannequins and furniture.
Right. Yeah. yeah. I mean, and the electricity. I don't know. There wasn't
Not
a lot
really,
in
because
that
the lights
movie.
were off most of the time.
Yeah. A lot of people though. There was a lot of.
There was a lot of
actors,
people,
yeah,
but again, no
even
real
extras,
names. Like,
yeah.
I mean, some of these credits, a lot of it's all TV, and it says here Annette St. Clair, who played Kim Downs, was previously married to Bob Seger.
Working on the night moves.
I guess so.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, so there we go. There's Hide and Go Shriek.
Yes.
So we're coming down to the end of it. Chris, what's your opinion? So bad it's good, so bad it's scary.
Well, let's see here. We've already referenced 2 other movies that this reminded us of, and there's one that we didn't talk about. So you said Chopping Mall,
Tourist
Trap. I felt a lot of the New York Ripper.
There's elements of that. I
mean, minus the
that.
toe fucking, honestly. Right.
Yeah.
As far
Just
as
like a crazed slasher. I guess.
Yeah. I don't know, just the way it was filmed. I really liked what they did with the shadows and like the games or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, the jump scares, honestly.
They do too many too often.
Exactly. But when they did need to work, they worked. You know, I would probably go. I would say, so bad it's good. But, one-time watch, really. I mean, this wasn't a great movie by any means, but it was a fun watch, minus, they could have cut out I don't know, probably 30 minutes of it. With
So
some
where
of
you
the
at, buddy? I don't know. Like, it
Yeah,
sounds
So
like you're
Bad
on
It's
the
Good.
fence.
I'll go
Okay.
So Bad It's Good.
All right, Chris, for So Bad It's Good. I'm going the other way.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say So Bad It's Scary.
Yeah.
So we're split on this one because, and it's, I get what you're saying,
Right.
but for some of the same things you said, it's a one and done.
Yeah.
I don't really feel like watching this again.
No, yeah, I can see that.
I thought there were really good things about it. I like the way they was shot sometimes with that unique under the sink death.
Right.
That was cool. The decapitation was pretty good, but there were then the misses. Like the,
that's
like
true.
the running from across the room and impale you there. There weren't a lot of deaths. There was four teens who survived.
Right.
You still had more body count to give. You had more to give.
Yeah.
You had a lot
It was
more
what,
to
five
give.
total kills, I guess.
Yeah,
6 if you count the paramedic.
yeah. That's not.
And you didn't even see that
and you
one.
had the four kids still ready to survive.
Yeah.
You had the dad as a character. That guy could have gotten killed too.
True.
So I mean, there was more fodder out there, as well as
That's a good point.
it moved very slow until like the last 20 minutes.
Right.
It was pretty slow until the last 20 minutes.
Well, there was like the first 20 minutes where the first 4 people got killed, and then there was like that long lull. I see what you're saying. You know what I mean?
Lull, action,
And then
lull,
more action. Yeah.
Yeah, so I kind of felt like that they missed opportunity there. And the fucking killer was great.
Yeah.
He was great. He had great on-screen presence.
Absolutely, and they didn't really utilize him at
No,
all.
because he had a unique look.
Yeah.
His dialogue back and forth with Fred was really good. He
Right.
seemed to be a pretty good actor.
Yeah.
Like, it seemed like he should have been on the screen a lot more.
Some of those scenes where they're just running around aimlessly, like freaking out. Why didn't you do some of those back to the killer
Yeah,
and kind of
have him talking
Right.
or catch somebody and give him some
Yeah.
creepy shit before he kills something,
Right,
because the
right,
guy
right.
was great. He
Yeah.
did a really good job. He had a great look, real weird. The S&M thing, cross-dressing was real taboo, kind of in the 80s.
Yeah.
It's still considered, odd or an oddity or not necessarily taboo, but a niche
Right.
thing. So I feel like they missed a lot. I think it could have been better. I'm gonna say So Bad It's Scary.
Can I just say that this was a piece of shit?
Too late, man. I already
Damn.
marked
Yeah,
it down.
whatever. I'll own it.
But like you said, it did have
Right.
the things that were strong, in my opinion, just wasn't strong enough.
Yeah. That's a good point.
So that's kind of where I'm at there.
All right.
All right, so that's gonna do it for our Marshall-less episode. The very
Marshall-less.
first horrible horror episode without Marshall.
Without
Hampton.
Marshall Hampton, yeah.
The very first one.
So there was one other time where you took the lead, but he was
He
like
was still
sick as
on
a
it.
dog.
Yeah,
he was still here.
He was still here, and he would chime in.
Give it up my chair.
That motherfucker didn't. He still would chime in here and there. He was on death's door. He was still doing it. It took brain surgery to take Marshall out of the game. So, first episode, 107 straight episodes the guy's been on.
Yeah.
So, hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Sorry,
we did the
Marshall
best we
wasn't here.
could.
We did the
Yeah.
best we could. I am not a good, play-by-play guy.
Right.
I'm more color.
commentator.
More color commentator. So I did my best. I promise I'll get sharper as the weeks go on, because Marshall is he's pretty down for the
I
count
saw
right
him.
now.
I saw him earlier, and he looks pretty rough.
Yeah, he's not doing too good.
But he'll bounce back.
He'll bounce back. We'll be okay. So don't forget, you'll get a chance to see him and give him your love
Absolutely.
on November 4th and 5th at Contamination.
Contamination.
And that will be at the Crown Plaza Hotel near the St. Louis Airport. Again, November 4th and 5th. There is a cosplay contest on Saturday. Please dress up, attend.
Aaron's
say
gonna
hi
be
to us.
Gomez Adams. You heard it here.
I'll be something. I don't know. Don't hold me to it. But of course, you could always reach out to Marshall as well. Excuse me, drinking some beers.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. You can check him out on Instagram, Facebook. You can check him out on Twitter at So Bad It's Scary. So the Twitter handle is at So Bad It's Scary. You can reach out to him on our websites at horriblehorrorpodcast.com and listen to our episodes there. You can also listen to our episodes on iTunes, Podbean, and Google Play.
Yeah.
And again, check out our website, horriblehorrorpodcast.com. Listen to the episodes, drop us some mail, and if you feel like dropping us a little bit of scratch, check out our Patreon page, patreon.com/horriblehorror. Thank you guys for listening.
Absolutely.
Chris, thank you very much for filling in.
I had fun, man. This is always a good time.
Yeah.
Glad I could help.
All right. In the meantime, in the words of Marshall Hampton, why don't you guys just try to remember to keep it tight.